enjoy your day and enjoy coffee time with Pastime Comics and Collectibles.
All right.
Didn't realize how many haircuts I had.
Well, as I was researching and I saw all the different ones, I was like, all right, I got to show her personality and the Stegosaurus helmet.
We got the one as well when after I shaved my head, I shaved it completely and then dyed it all bleach blonde. But that was just the upkeep on that was just awful. So.
All right. So I'm of course I'm here in store, so you may hear the we're getting everything ready to we get to reopen tomorrow.
Oh, you do?
We're pretty excited. So I've got the crew here. And we're going to do some deep cleaning here and remodeling a little bit in the store today. Ryan gets to miss out on that and just sit at home. But other than that, we appreciate you joining us. So, like I said, all the way from England. So thanks a lot. We're excited to have you on with us. As many people know that don't know about you, you're part of the Scott's Collectible group as well. You do a lot of Scott's. Ryan, do we have her information? We can scroll across the bottom of the screen.
Yep, I had that. Sorry.
So again, make sure if you're watching us, go follow Tiffany. That is her information. Go follow her on Facebook. Look at her artwork. It is amazing. So again, this is a question and answer session with Tiffany. So let's get this thing going. And first off, I've got one for you. I know Ryan wants to talk all Star Wars with you for the day. I got one for you. What, as we always ask, what got you into drawing and what got you into drawing comic covers?
Well, initially, I was primarily doing big abstract paintings. And that's where I studied. I think the biggest one I did was about 7 foot. So I used to have sort of ladders and stuff to get up them. But it was drawing an abstract painting, well, painting an abstract painting was more of a kind of like an emotional roller coaster. It was really, really hard emotionally to sort of to deal with a bad painting so anyway, I thought, okay, let's try something else. And I've always loved comics. I've always loved Doctor Strange and Harley Quinn. They're my favorites. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to start drawing. It's a lot easier and it kind of felt right. It always felt right picking up a pencil because I've done it ever since I was a kid. Always drew as a kid. So I went back to it and I started drawing the things that I love. I started drawing Star Wars, I started drawing Harley Quinn. Initially I went through Tops. I started drawing the little sketch cards for them. Then I got introduced to the blank comics and the variants. And I didn't know that was a thing for quite a while. So I started drawing the blank comics and everything. And it just felt absolutely perfectly right. It's the perfect size and it fitted. One of those things that it just kind of fits and it feels right. It feels like I've actually finally sort of found my place where I belong.
Yeah, there was one Ryan put up there that I think just everybody's going to run and try to find that piece now because of what it was. Since you posted that, I mean, there's no holding back on this, so we might as well go ahead and ask it. Your obsession with Star Wars. I mean, you mirror Ryan Rumley on this one, so let's let him take this one over here. So
go for it.
Well, let's just start off with the question that I already know the answer to, but just to share with the world out there. Favorite Star Wars character?
Revan.
Yeah. And I'm sure somewhere in her repertoire here. There we go. Yeah, it was just waiting. That looks good on my face right now.
Yeah, you look good with that mask, Chris.
She's even got a little Revan figure.
Yeah.
There's my little Revan figure there.
Yep. There's your Revan Lego there. So
yeah, I love my Lego. So I always, when I used to have, I changed my easels around now. But I used to have a wooden easel with a little sort of ledge. So every time I drew something, I would put a little Lego figure next to it. And these guys they're always there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going through your art when we were getting this ready, and I mean, just some of your Star Wars art is just phenomenal. Princess Leia here that you did. We've got Kylo Ren there. These are the cards I believe you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that was for the black and white set. For tops. That was a lot of fun because I love drawing in black and white. Color. So because it was a black and white set, it kind of fitted. So that one I really, really enjoyed doing that set. And that one there, Little BB-8, that was the very first comic I ever drew.
Was it?
Yeah, the very, very first one.
Well, you did a phenomenal job on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I kind of, once I discovered that you could draw blank variant comics, I kind of got obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Realized that all the things that I've been drawing on paper, I could now draw on comics as well. So it was wonderful. And I didn't know, being in the UK, it's really difficult to get them graded. So I was looking through sort of like all the places to get them graded. That's when I came across Scott's. So I started sending my comics to Scott's. And that's when they saw my work and they asked me to join them, which is it's wonderful. I'm absolutely honored to work with them. They're such amazing people. They really are. And they really take care of you. They really look after.
Since you brought up Scott's, I'm going to take a little jab at him. He may or may not be watching, but what's it like working with Lee?
He's hilarious. He really is hilarious. He plays this kind of like gruff guy, but he's got a good heart.
He does.
Yeah. So he tries to play sort of like, but when it comes down to it, he's very, very nice guy, very sweet guy. He just doesn't like people knowing it, I think.
No, he definitely does not. Him and I like to pick on each other quite a bit. So.
Well, I haven't met them yet, actually, in person, because I was planning on doing my first convention this year. It was supposed to be the one in May, but they've turned the arena into a hospital, so that didn't quite happen. But I'm really, really hoping that when everything gets back to normal, then I can actually sort of go down, do a convention, and actually meet up with the guys. So that'd be really, really good to actually sort of meet in person, as it were.
Right. So one question that we have a gentleman, McLean, which he did say hello. I don't know if you can see the comments on your side or not.
I can't see the comments.
You should have somewhere where you can click maybe over on the right-hand side that says comments or something.
Oh, let me have a look. Oh, it says live comments. Is that live?
That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yay!
That's it.
I've got them.
So,
Yay!
yeah, now you can see the comments. But McLean likes to ask this question, and I've kind of stolen it from him. What is your oldest tool that you have that you refuse to get rid of?
The oldest art tool. Oh, I can tell you what that is because it's actually behind here because my easel is directly behind here. It is this. This is the very, very first mechanical pencil I ever bought. And it's only a cheapy thing. It's just a Pilot 0.3 millimeter. And I bought it in the shop down the road, which has since closed. It's become a game place now. But I've had this now for must be about 15 years. And yeah, I would never, ever get rid of this thing. It's just the cheapest one I own, but I love it.
It's a funny trend. We've been asking this as we've been doing this with all the artists, and it's always just some little cheap something. Like for Alan Quah, it was like a little $2 brush that he had bought some long time ago.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see the different aspects from the artist and everything. So
well, what's wonderful is in this particular, if I can reach it, in this particular Lego piece that my friend made for me, we have a little yellow pencil here that he made for me. And apparently, if you take it out of the packet, I'm not brave enough to do that. The little pencil actually works. You can actually with that little pencil.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever take it out of the packet either. I think it was too good.
No. You can pull it to open, but no, it's staying in the packet because it's just such a wonderful, thoughtful gift that no, it's never coming out.
Absolutely.
Again, McLean, you're watching. We got to figure out a way you can make those for us.
Yeah, McLean, make those for us.
Yeah,
Julian, he's one of our fellow owners. He's joined and he has a question. He's a big Joker fan, so I wanted to show that real quick before.
I can see all the comments now. Hello, hi McLean. Hi David. Hey, my friend Rob. Hello.
Julian would like to know. He said he's a Joker fan, but Star Wars is true to his heart since he was born on May 4th, 1977.
Oh, wow.
As well, his question is: who wins the battle between Darth Vader and Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange has to be Strange all the way.
Yep. unfortunately, I'd have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, with the Eye of Agamotto and all the equipment he's got, yeah, he can kind of flip things around, change reality. So yeah, it has to be him. Although it would be fun to watch.
Maybe
yeah.
that's a commission you should request, Julius, for her to do a Doctor Strange versus Vader. So.
Oh, can you imagine? That would be amazing. Okay, crossover. I love crossover. I love making stuff up as well. That's why I did my my female Joker one, and I did the Harley as well. It's just kind of, yeah.
Not black hats.
Yeah, that is a gorgeous piece that you did.
Oh, thank you.
Now,
yeah, I'm really proud of that one.
Now, any of these that Ryan's showing, so some of the start, do you still have any of these pieces there that are up for sale?
I don't know. I don't have any of those. I do have what box down actually. I should have done this before. I have in here. Oh, sorry, I'm bending down, so you probably can't see me.
You're fine. We're showing some of your art while you're doing that.
Oh, that's good. Right, I have this one that I drew, which is the Kylo Ren one.
Mm-hmm.
And I have my Batman one that I drew.
Which we actually have that one.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, you got that one. Yeah, those two up for sale. But everything else that I draw, it tends to go very quickly. So yeah, it's I don't actually hang on to much for very long because most of the stuff I tend to sell. It tends to go quite quickly, especially the Harley Cat one. I had quite a few offers on that one, so that one went kind of nuts. But really, really proud of that. But yeah, I love mixing stuff up. I love doing stuff that's a little bit different, a little bit out there. Because I think there's people draw wonderful Jokers and they draw wonderful Harleys and Catwomen all the time. And I look at them, I think they're absolutely amazing. But what if this was with this? So I like to tend to sort of like merge things and sort of cross genres and stuff like that. So the idea of a Doctor Strange versus Darth Vader one, that would be badass. That would be so cool.
Chris, a great idea for you since you're such a Captain America fan. What about Captain America with a lightsaber?
See, why you got to tease me like that? Because Captain America in the black and the white,
Yeah,
and the lightsaber lit in color. Yeah.
So we're going back and forth. We're talking about these art, talking about you doing these. I guess that leads up to the question of commissions. Do you take commissions? If you do, obviously go through Daniel Scott. Do you have kind of pricing in mind? Do you have blanks available, or do people send you blanks? What's the process for commissions?
Well, normally what happens is people either contact me or Daniel, or go through Daniel. That's normally the preferred route, to go through Scott's. And they'll probably, some people message me in private to say, like, I've messaged Daniel, how to be able to do this for me. And we sort of have a back and forth and stuff like that. As for blanks, I have tons of blanks. So normally I can provide the blanks. If not, Scott's can provide blanks. And some people actually send me blanks themselves. I had recently a customer who wanted me to draw Spawn. And nightmare to get those Spawn blanks. So he actually sent me his Spawn comic to draw on. Yeah, I mean, the pricing's fairly straightforward. I charge £275 for a simple character, just one character on the comic. And if there's any background or anything else, then I charge an extra 50 if it's just kind of a bit misty, and 100 if it's a detailed one. So a detailed comic will cost £375 just for one character. If there's more characters, then I think it's an extra 75 to do that. But and wraparounds what is wraparounds? I think the wraparound is about $450. I think I do have a pricing list on the Scott's website.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, and normally people just sort of either contact me or go through Daniel, really. And it's pretty sort of like straightforward. It's always good, and I do take commissions, and I am open for commissions at the moment actually as well. I have a few spots left now.
There you go. So Julian, she's open for commissions.
Yeah, Julian, Chris, for Captain America. Yeah. Well, we got a question here from McLean. So he said, Tiffany, is there a piece of art you have drawn that you loved yourself so much you decided to keep to yourself and refused to sell or let go of that you still own to this day? And why did you let that go, and how old is it? So McLean actually has 7 questions in there.
Let's get to put them all together. Yeah, actually, I do. I have 2 pieces that I refuse to sell. One is I think you've actually got it. Actually, it's a picture of the girl on the steps in the boots with the hair.
Okay.
That one, yeah. Now that one I can't ever let go of, because it's kind of a portrait of sorts. And I drew it as one of my very, very first big pencil drawings that I did after I was sort of doing the small stuff, and I decided to do it big. So that's an A3 size, and that one is probably about 12 years old now, 10, 12 years old. But I can never let that go, because it means so much to me. It's a self-portrait kind of moment from my past. So it's something that has to stay with me. And there's one other one that I've got on the wall. It's one of a few pieces I've got on the wall. I'm going to see if I can turn it around and show you. No. There we go. Oh, it's got a bloody light bulb in the middle of it. Right, anyway. It is on my page. It's all over the things. But it's a picture from Interstellar, which is one of my favorite films. And it's the moment, I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. It's the moment when Matthew McConaughey is holding the watch, and he's with his daughter. And it's just that one particular scene where she doesn't want him to go and he has to go. And it's my favorite film outside of the franchises. So it's just something I saw and I thought, I have to draw that. And it kind of means a lot to me. So it's another one I won't let go. But I've only got those 2 pieces that I will never sell, because they kind of mean too much to me.
Nice.
Good question.
Have you ever done Ahsoka?
Ahsoka, yes. Loads of times.
I didn't find a picture of her in any of your stuff, so that's why I was curious. So.
Well, I've done her on a lot of cards. I have done. I've actually had some stuff signed by her as well. I drew her on a Topps card, tiny little card, and I drew 3 images: a big image of her and 2 little ones, and she signed it. And believe it or not, I'm actually drawing a big one at the moment. I'm actually drawing an 11 by 14 piece from the New Term Woods. So at the moment, I'm currently coloring in her little doodahs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I've done quite a few of her actually. She's always good to draw.
That's my second favorite after Revan, so that's why I had to ask. So.
Oh yeah. She's
For those that aren't aware, on the top cards that she keeps talking about, that's these cards here, and those are actually some of the rarest cards when it comes to Topps trading cards, right? Because those are individual; they have to be signed off by Lucas and everything, and then have your signature and stuff in the decks. So
yeah. Well, I never did many because I draw quite slowly. I know a lot of my friends would do sort of like the minimum sort of. The minimum was normally about 30 cards, and a lot of my friends would take sort of like the 100 cards and stuff. But because of the time slots, we need to do it in like 3 weeks or something. So I always take slightly less, always just like 20 cards or 25 cards. For the very first set I did, I only did about 11 cards, I think it was, in the end. So when you come across one of my cards, it's highly unusual to actually come across, and there's so many that haven't been found. I did that one of Kylo and Rey, and that's still never been found to this day, which is really sad actually, because I really like that one. So I'm hoping somebody finds it eventually. It's not just sitting out there in a random warehouse. Just sort of,
all right, that's it, Chris. We're going to start doing Star Wars top card breaks.
Well, I want to turn the back to an action figure room with the Planet Dagobah. That may fit in it, that picture right there. But yeah.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That actually got signed by John.
By Kit?
Yeah, by Kit Harington, and it got signed by him. And he actually said to the owner, the guy I drew it for, he actually said, "Do you mind if I take a picture of this so I can go home and show it to my wife?" So I was like, so cool.
That's awesome.
bit of a geek fest there. It was like, he likes my picture. He wants to take a photo. So
Right
that's
there.
quite fun.
No reason to be geeking out. I mean, obviously.
yeah.
So, and everything you've been drawing right now, you've told us a couple of your favorite characters, but who is your favorite to draw?
My favorite to draw, Harley. Has to be Harley. Every single time has to be Harley.
Is that the most? And here's another follow-up question on that. What is the most requested character you get to draw on a commission?
The most requested. Oh, now that's interesting. Actually, it's been pretty varied at the moment. It has been pretty varied. I would guess, again, one of the most requested ones is Harley in one form or another. Harley with Poison Ivy. That's on my list to do. And there's Harley with Punchline and stuff like that. So, yeah, I would have to say it would probably be Harley. I think because she can kind of mix in with everybody else quite well. So I normally get asked for her in conjunction with other characters, which is pretty cool, actually. So very happy about that. So I could draw her forever.
I don't know why anyone would request anything other than Star Wars from me personally, because I mean, your Star Wars stuff is phenomenal. not that the other stuff isn't. Don't get me wrong, Tiffany. It's just Star Wars stuff is probably some of the best I've seen out there. So.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love it. I think Star Wars is always been sort of really, really close to my heart because I grew up with it, and it kind of always meant a lot to me. Because when I was a kid, I was really sort of small with blonde hair and everything, and everybody used to treat me like this little sort of fragile thing because I'm short. I'm only 5 foot. So when I was really short, everybody used to treat me like this kind of fragile thing. And then when I started watching Star Wars films and Leia came in as Bouche, and she was badass, she just kicked ass. And I suddenly realized I don't have to be the princess. I don't have to be the angel that everybody keeps casting in the plays. So I thought I can be a badass. So really, it sort of touched my heart like that. So I realized that I could be anything I really wanted to be. So that kind of stuck with me, and I think that's one of the reasons that I love Star Wars so much.
Well, I'm appreciative that you love it so much because I'm appreciative of your artwork.
Thank you.
McLean in with another question. Who's your biggest influence in the comics and art industry that inspires you and keeps you going on your good days and lifts you up as a reminder and push to keep going on your not so good days? Everyone has those days.
Oh yeah. There's so many. There are so many good artists. Ooh, there's a bell.
Yeah, people come.
I think it's difficult because there are so many good artists. I mean, I've been collecting the Harley books now, and the different styles in there are just wonderful. I just look at that and think, oh. But I think when it comes to and kind of pushing me forward, I think it has to be the other guys at Scott's. I look at them every day, and they're amazing, and they're so good. I feel really honored to be sort of included in them, in this group with all these wonderful artists. So I kind of look at them, and it kind of pushes me to do better and try and make myself better. And then sort of like when you read the comics and you see the wonderful art in there, and you just think, and it just moves you forward, I think. Just seeing art and just sharing your art and talking to the other artists, just being able to sort of like stick together and sort of help each other along. I just think it's a wonderful, wonderful industry.
Nice. We hadn't even got to this yet, but let's talk about this great book that you did.
Ah, yes.
Chris,
I got to unmute for that one.
What was that?
I have to unmute the mic for that one.
Yes, you will have to unmute yourself for that one. So
that was fun to draw. That was an absolute blast to draw that one. It really was.
Well, how was it working with Chris Hayes as giving you direction of what to draw and everything? You can be honest too. It's okay.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. He really was. He told me the kind of thing he was looking for, and just kind of let me go with it. Really, there was no sort of, can you do this? Can you do this? Because a lot of people sort of, I suppose what's best is when somebody says, I'm looking to draw this and get this kind of feeling. And they said, just do what you want, do your thing, you're the artist. Really good at that, because he just kind of says, this is what I want, you do your thing. So there's no interference or sort of like changing this, changing that. It's wonderful. It's wonderful when you get people like that to work for. So yeah, he was great.
And
Yeah.
did he send you digital copies for you to actually read the comic at all, or have you had a chance to read it?
I have got them. I just haven't had a chance. I have been absolutely up to my eyes. I've been sort of working on quite a few things at the moment. So that they are there, and I am going to read them. And I did actually. I've read the first one because I read the first one in order to get a feel for sort of like how it was going when I was actually doing the cover, because I need to get sort of a feel for it. And it's great. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It really is. It's different. It's unique, and really hope well, because it's just great. You see so many comics out there, and they all kind of follow a similar thread. So to have this kind of this horror genre, it's really different. It's unique.
Yeah, I love the cover you did, and you were killing me when you were be like, "Hey, I'm got a little bit done. I'm going to show you." I'm like, "Okay." And the first picture that you sent was literally like on the left where the number 2 is. The numbers weren't there; it wasn't logoed, but it was black and white, and you sent 2 planks. That's it. That's all. And you're like, "That's all you get for now." And I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!" I know I'm seeing just 2 little pieces of wood. And then the next picture you sent me like 4 pieces of wood, but you had them colored, and that's all I saw would be just like a very up close colored picture of a piece of wood. And you're like, that's all you get. And I was like, oh my goodness, okay. And you kept killing me. So each week you would send me, and I even asked, you would just send me a little tease. And then you would send me a picture of the girl in the pink robe, but you just sent the bottom of the robe and you saw a little bit of the leg, and that was it. And it's like you were having fun with it each time. And then when you unveiled it, I was like, oh my gosh. And then what a lot of people never noticed is right on the edge of the dot, you put the symbol of the amulet in the water.
Yeah.
And a lot of people haven't ever noticed that, which you just did that on your own. And again, all I asked was, hey, I just kind of wanted 4 girls looking out over the ocean, looking for where their boyfriends are, and let you run with it. And you killed it. So yeah, I appreciate this cover for us.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun to draw, actually. So yeah, I like when people ask for sort of sneak peeks and stuff. I don't kind of want to show them too much, because I don't want to sort of ruin the impact of the final reveal. So yeah, I was sending you a few planks every day.
You did that.
You should have just taken a picture of a 2x4 and just sent it to him.
That's kind of what it was. Honestly. That's what it was. And I would actually send it because Ryan worked on the book, and McLean did too. And I'd actually send it to them. I'm like, well, the cover's coming along, but this is what we got.
It's a plank. Have some wood.
Yeah.
But no, it was great. I just realized how that sounded. Have some wood. Oh, good Lord. I'll just hide. I'll just go down here now.
Oh, you're fine.
You're fine.
Hayden says, Tiffany, your artwork is incredible. I love seeing your work, and it inspires me to get better. Truly brilliant talent. So.
Oh, Hayden, that's really sweet of him. He's really nice. I've got some really, really good people that support me. Yeah, he's one of them. He's a really good guy.
We have Julian with another question. Dan spoke of the family aspect of being a part of Scott's this week. What's your take on this as far as the family atmosphere?
It is. It's wonderful. It really is. During this period, it's been pretty hard. The artists all keep in touch with each other as well, and Alan and Kale and in Hook, they all sort of like check in, and we're all sort of making sure everybody's okay. And as well with Dan and Alan as well. And I've spoken to Alan quite a few times actually. We chatted on the phone and stuff like that, and just to make sure sort of he's all right and everybody's okay. But it's really nice. It's really nice because you've never met these people, but they feel like family. And everybody's very, very welcoming and supportive. And yeah, it's great. It really is good. I've never worked in such a good environment. When you work for someone like Topps, it's very formal. It's very commercial. It's all about sort of like the money. That's all they really care about. But when you're working for Dan and Alan and Scott's guys, it's not really about the money. It's about the community. It's about the art. It's about the characters and the people. It really is much, much nicer. It's like working with your family or friends. It's really relaxed and it's great. I'm very honored actually that they asked me to join them because they've got such amazing artists. I look at their stuff every day and I'm thinking, oh my God, that's so good. So, but they do. And we're seeing Kale's stuff and Alan's stuff and all the others. I look at it and I think, yeah, I can do better. So it does. It pushes you to do better. It pushes you to sort of like be the best you can be.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, it's a good atmosphere. There's no nastiness or anything like that, like you get in some of the more commercial places. Everyone is just supporting each other, which is wonderful.
Awesome. Well, just real quick, we got a couple of people check in. So Tim said, great to see you, Tiffany.
Hello, hi Tim. Oh, look at all these people. Hi Jamie.
And we just logged in. Hi, Tiff.
Hello.
March UK Meet the Artist. I think that was what you're talking about earlier, but that was currently closed at the moment. So
Yeah.
With everything going on. We did have Wayne was asking Chris, did you show her that one-of-a-kind cover that you did? So Chris is an aspiring artist as well.
Really?
So.
You posted that up?
I love it. I love it. I saw that the other day. It's so wonderful. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes,
So Chris
yeah.
has been goofing off at home with some drawings and stuff and having fun with it. So there's his Mandalorian that he did.
You've got
To
to do
go
one
against
for
the
me.
Mandalorian that you did. So
Yeah, I think her outweighs mine by 4,000%.
You've got to do one for me though. Now I insist. You have to do one.
wants
Really
commission.
good.
She wants a Revan commission.
Revan, no, I can't. No.
Yeah,
No.
hang on.
She did a Revan with the cross sabers holding it. Yeah, it can't be topped. She needs to do that for you, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit Tiffany up for a Star Wars commission. That's for sure. So you got Star Wars blanks over there, Tiffany?
Oh yes, I do. I have loads of them.
All right.
Yeah, I've been collecting blanks, and I've got blank Star Wars ones. I've got the Force Awakens. I've got Darth Vader. I've got the Star Wars annuals. I've got Princess Leia. I've just been collecting blanks, and I've got all the Batman ones. I've got Joker, Harley, Catwoman, Defenders, and Kenny X-Men. I just kind of collect them and think, "Ooh, I could do this on that," and I just kind of collect them. So boxes of them. Oh,
That's a good thing, though. It's always a good thing.
exactly. You can never have too many blanks.
Let's see. Alvin says, hi, Tiffany.
Hello. Hiya. That's really
Chris
that's wonderful.
says, how mad do you get when someone calls the foundling Baby Yoda instead of the child?
I think we all get mad at that.
Yeah, I'm guilty of it myself. I must admit, I am guilty of it myself. But my other half, Chris, he keeps on saying, "Will you stop calling him that? It's the child. Well, it's not Baby Yoda. It's not Baby Yoda." So I was like, okay, right, okay. So I've got into the habit now of calling him the child
Yeah.
rather than Baby
I've been
Yoda.
having to teach my kids because they keep calling him Baby Yoda, and they told me that he's going to grow up to be Yoda. And I was like, no, timeline doesn't work, guys. Let me show you how this. I had to sit down and show him. So
And you probably didn't mind that, though.
no, not at all. McLean said that Tiffany's going to retire after seeing Chris's cover now. So
It's wonderful. I love it. I love it. They're just so cute.
He's on steroids, the child.
Yeah, they are.
We got a question. There we go.
Mark wants to know any more Mads picks planned.
Oh yeah, I love Mads Mikkelsen, and one of the ones I always wanted to do was I've done quite a few of them on the sketch cards, and the problem is that I was always in a hurry, so I end up doing the bottom and sending it off, and then they get it signed, and then it come back, and then I draw the head. So for quite a while now, he's been getting cards with no heads. Just been getting cards with sort of like a neck and signing them. I think I did about 3 of them in the end. And one of the guys that I did it for, he took it over and actually said, this is for it got it signed, and I've actually got an autograph card up there for him. He said this is for a lady in the UK who absolutely sort of adores you. So draw the head. So he probably knows that someone out there who just doesn't draw his head. I just realized that's in this made no sense whatsoever. I'm just gabbling now. But yeah, but no, I'd love to do some more. I really want to do Caecilius because obviously when he was Caecilius in the film, he was really, really good. So I'd still like to do a Caecilius cover if I can get time. I just need another me to work while I get a rest and sleep. So if I had two of me, it would be good.
I'm working on the cloning process. So.
Yeah, exactly. I need another one.
Instead of clone troopers, there'll be clone Tiffany's.
Oh my goodness! So what is your favorite Star Wars movie out of everything? What's your favorite?
Rogue One, without a doubt. Rogue One. It has to be.
Pick.
That is a very good pick.
It's the most. It's the most complete one. It has the most sort of emotion in everything, and obviously Mads Mikkelsen was in that one as well, which doesn't hurt. I always thought Galen was the unsung hero. He really was. They didn't treat him sort of well enough, but he really was the unsung hero. But the film is just such a wonderful. It's been put together wonderfully as a standalone film, and Star Wars films they're flawed. Star Wars is always flawed, with the exception of Rogue One, which was just perfection in itself. So it stands alone on that one.
Yeah, we actually had the discussion where we basically said you could renumber the 9 episodes and make 1, 2, 3, and then Rogue One, and then that becomes 4, and then 5, 6, 7, and then do 8. Skip what is 8 now and just make the last one 9.
Take the last Jedi out of the series.
Yeah, just take the last Jedi out of the series completely. So.
Yeah, well, except for the fight scene. Except for the fight scene when they're in the throne room with her and Kylo, because that fight scene was glorious. So you'd have to slot that in somewhere else. I reckon you can shorten the last one by quite a lot, and you could kind of slip the fight scene in that one instead. I think that would work quite well.
Absolutely, because you see Snoke is seeing in the future where the lightsaber twists, and then you've got to have that scene. So
that whole scene actually, that whole lot really does need to go in there. But I'm sure you could take out quite a few bits from the new one, sort of around. But the new one was kind of weird because The Rise of Skywalker they had a lot of problems with it. So it tended to be the book didn't come out, the art book was delayed, and it was turned into a bit of a fiasco. But I mean, Star Wars is always flawed though. Every single one has like a flaw in them. So it's except for Rogue One.
But you have to admit, the best thing that came out of the last movie is Revan is now back in canon again because of the movie.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was really gutted actually when they did the as the Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff, and they canonized Bane instead of Revan. I was like, no.
Jar Jar Binks needs to own his own origin movie. Can we kick people out of chat?
No.
How does that work?
No, Dayton, no.
Hey, you know what? Cole was here yesterday. We were in the store, and my son's here, and he was saying the same thing about Jar Jar Binks. I don't know. He likes the Gungans. I don't know. Ryan Palmer kicked on one that was probably the worst thing ever made.
Oh no.
That's my favorite. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
It probably is.
We did have a question as we were talking. McLean asked, what's your take on drawing Spider-Man? And do you have, by chance, a favorite spider character within the Spider-Verse that you like to draw?
Funnily enough, I've never actually yet drawn Spider-Man. I've wanted to for ages, but I've been so busy with commissions that I haven't actually had a chance to draw him. But I would love to draw him. The ones that I'd like to draw, I'd love to do a Spider-Man Noir, because I think that's really, love that. And I'd love to do, obviously, the Spider-Gwen as well. That would be really cool. I think just a standard Spidey, I would just love to draw, because I've never had the opportunity. Because, as I said, I've been quite busy. But yeah, I'd love to do that. That'd be good.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but Spider-Gwen is actually my favorite character in the Spider-Verse. All my commissions I've ever had done are all Spider-Gwen. So. Oh,
that's so cool. Yeah, I've really got to do one, actually, because the poses are just he's just so dynamic. You could do just a wonderful, wonderful piece with him, because it would just have the sense of movement. So really do want to do one at some point. So somebody needs to commission me to do Spider-Man.
Dayton said a female Spider-Ham.
Don't give me ideas. You know, I like to mix things up.
She likes to mix it up, so yeah.
Holding a lightsaber.
McLean's over there spitting out his coffee. He said he'd love to have a spider piece from you. He's losing his mind over here. So
I would love to do one for you. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. My first opportunity to draw Spider-Man, so it definitely has to be done.
Spider-Man holding a lightsaber.
Yes.
Look, I'll make any Marvel character holding a lightsaber.
Spider-Man using the Force.
Wayne wants to know what your favorite Marvel female character is.
Oh, interesting. There's quite a few I like actually, but I love I think I like Scarlet Witch. She's yeah, I like Scarlet Witch. I think it's the connection again with Doctor Strange and that sort of stuff. But yeah, and I love that. I think I love it. Why don't you put? I don't know if you watched the show that was I can't remember the name of it. My memory's gone backwards today. Show they did with Emma Dumont as Polaris. That was really good. She's pretty good as well. She is Thingy's daughter as well. Her and Scarlet Witch are both Magneto's daughters.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I think I'm following a theme here. Those are probably my favorite ones. Polaris and Scarlet Witch are probably my favorite Marvel character girls.
Interesting. Todd says, so what's your take on Spawn and how are you doing, girlie?
Hello, hi Todd. I'm good. Yeah, Spawn's great. Oh, that's his comic. That's the one I drew for him.
Yeah, we showed that one a little while ago. So
yeah, I must admit I had a blast drawing Spawn. I really did. It was so much fun to do. But I'd like to do. I think you mentioned once before that there's a kind of like a female Spawn.
Yep, she was rolled out in 300 and Spawn 300.
Yeah, so I like drawing hair. So yeah, it'd be good to actually draw a Spawn with hair. So
yeah, she is what she's called. So
I don't know much about Spawn. I've got to admit, I'm still new to Spawn. My focus is when I was growing up, I was mainly focused on things like Harley Quinn and Doctor Strange, and, the X-Men and those sorts of things. So never really focused on Spawn and stuff like that. So I've only just recently sort of discovered it, but it's great. I need to get more Spawn stuff.
Tim says, love hearing you talk after talking by text all this time. So
yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's you talk to all these people and it's you connect with everybody, but you have no idea what everybody sounds like. So when you first hear their voices, it's kind of strange to begin with. But so hello.
Well, I knew just from your pictures when I was creating the intro video that you and I were lost kindred souls because you just have so much personality, like with the cutting the pumpkin and playing with the dogs and the Stegosaurus hat and all that. So
yeah, I'm a little bit silly.
That's okay.
I just think you got to sort of enjoy stuff, stuff that makes you laugh, stuff that makes you happy. So yeah, kind of what I do.
There's a quote that I got from a movie way long ago, and it's not an appropriate movie, but it's you should never take life too serious. You won't get out alive. So
that's perfect. Yeah, see, yeah, I love that. I'm gonna have to remember that one. That's really good.
Yeah. Robert says that he would love to see a Spider-Gwen. So Robert and I are both voting Spider-Gwen. That's 2 votes for Spider-Gwen there.
Hey, Rob.
You like Jimmy's comment.
Jimmy likes to give me a hard time every time I mention Revan. He says Raven. So he's now actually saying Revan for the first time ever in a Spider-Gwen costume. A nice crossover for just me.
Oh, that could be really good. A female Revan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, someone needs to ask me to draw that too.
Or how about the Spider-Gwen outfit with the Revan mask holding Revan's lightsabers?
Oh, no, that's badass. You see that?
There we go.
Yeah, that's really cool.
All right,
yeah,
you help cover half the cost of the commission. We'll make it happen, man.
Awesome.
Dayton says Spawn is always so detailed for penciling.
Yeah, it took quite a while actually because of all the change and everything else, but it was great fun to do because you can just kind of go a bit mad with it because he's from himself. You can kind of make it kind of more kind of chaotic the background. So it was really, really fun to draw that one.
Let's see. Wayne said, hit the nail on the head. By far the most powerful in MCU, talking about your favorite female characters that he asked about earlier.
Yeah. It's yeah, definitely. I think so. I think after watching the films as well, because I've always liked Scarlet Witch anyway. And after watching the films, the way she sort of fended off Thanos and stuff, it was just like, yeah, she's badass. So yeah, she's my favorite.
Now, I'm going to actually, McLean brought this up, and I'm going to have to ask. So I know that you posted about the funny thing where Harris County, which actually happens to be here in Texas, the state that we live in, posted that, wearing masks and scarves, and they say bananas instead of bandanas, and the picture of bananas on their face. So McLean took a picture of that and posted it on your site. I want to know where your picture of you wearing bananas is. When are we going to get that? So.
Well, I haven't got any bananas in the house at the moment, so I do have a tuna fruit salad, but that's not going to work, is it? Tuna fruit salad. But when I get some bananas, I will be doing my banana face.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, Dayton had a suggestion of Baby Yoda who laughs crossover.
Oh, can you imagine? That'd be terrifying, wouldn't it?
Now, actually, we should correct that to say the child who laughs crossover.
Yeah, actually, yes, we should. We should. The child. Yes. We get in trouble otherwise.
Yeah, people get mad at us. So
yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't say anything. You're good.
Oh.
I'm good.
All right. So looking at the stuff that you've done and the artwork and everything, obviously you've mentioned Star Wars being a favorite, and I think I've shown most of these here.
Yeah.
Star Wars being something you worked on quite a bit, and then obviously your favorite being Harley Quinn, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Is there any piece that you've never been asked to do that you would absolutely love to do? Like we talked about Spider-Man, you hadn't done any Spider-Man, hadn't been asked to do Spider-Man. Is there a character out there that you're like, man, I would just absolutely love to draw that, but nobody's asked me to draw it?
Well, I don't think there's quite a few that I'd absolutely love to draw. I haven't had a chance yet, believe it or not, to draw Doctor Strange either. So I would love to draw Doctor Strange because, again, I've been following him since childhood. I've done sketches and scribbles and stuff, but I've never actually drawn him on a comic. So that would be really good because, again, I've got all the figures. I've got the Harley figures and I've got the Doctor Strange little figures and stuff like that. So I like collecting all the figures and stuff like that. But those two, I think, have to be somebody asking me to Doctor Strange one, I think.
Okay. So there you go, Julian. If you're still watching, she really wants to do your Doctor Strange versus Vader. So.
Mm-hmm. She might do that today.
McLean, what is your most challenging character you've ever had to draw? How did you prep yourself to take that character art challenge?
Oh God. Crikey. I think the most challenging one I've ever had to draw is Harrison Ford because he's got a weird nose.
Was that this piece here?
Yeah, I was drawing him, and it was this one. This one was okay, but I had to draw him on a card, and he's notoriously difficult to draw for some peculiar reason. I think it's because he's got a slightly lopsided face, and all his nose is a bit wonky. But however you drew him, it was just like that nose is bad. It doesn't work. Why not it work? So it's one of those things that you have to sort of just walk away from, because otherwise everything just goes out the window in a strop. And I think what I did is I just put the television on, put the films on, and started watching him moving and watching him talking. And when I can sort of see that sort of thing, then I can go back to it and I can actually put that feeling into it. Because I kind of draw a lot with feeling rather than anything else. I draw kind of like what feels right. So if it's not feeling right, then you kind of know. So I think it has to be Harrison Ford's nose.
Harrison Ford's nose. There you go.
The next comic convention is just Harrison Ford's nose.
My nose.
I would like a Topps card with just Harrison Ford's nose on it, please.
Can you imagine? Oh, that'd just be a nightmare. It really would be. But yeah,
you need to do connecting cards of Harrison Ford's face. So it'd be nose, eye, and then take all the cards.
That will work quite well. It'd be like the puzzle cards and stuff, because we used to do that quite a lot. We used to make sort of puzzle cards because the cards aren't quite big enough.
Right.
Like stuff. So we used to put like 2 together, or some people used to put 3 or 4 together. Fortunately, I never got asked to draw a Harrison Ford nose on one of those though. He's all right from the side, but when you start looking at your face on, it's just like that doesn't work. That doesn't work. So yeah.
Every time I watch a movie with him, I'm going to think about his nose now. Thanks.
I tell you what is weird is if you start watching people when they're in a group and talking, and you look at the ears, and you just look at the ears, and after a while, if you're just focusing on the ears, it looks like everyone's wearing fake ears. It's really silly.
Great. This whole interview has changed my life.
It is.
There you go, Steve.
Ryan, now we're all watching Ryan.
Tim, for those who don't have a piece of her art in your collection, you are missing out. They are missing out. They are so much better in person. So there you go.
Bless you, Tim. Thank you. Yeah, he's got quite a few of my pieces. The Leia and Harrison Ford one with the double picture on it. That's his.
Yep. Here.
That's owned by another friend of mine. But yeah,
that's just gorgeous. I mean, that's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a fan of the black and white, so I love that. So
yeah, that's the one. That's the one that that's all my friend Tim owns. That was a fun piece to draw, actually. But yeah, I like working in black and white with bits of color. I think that's probably my preferred way to draw. I like drawing in color as well, but I still prefer black and white with color hints and color references, because I think it makes it quite striking. It makes it quite visually sort of stunning.
Right.
So yeah, that's always going to be, I think, my preferred sort of way to do things.
Wayne asked, "Is there a close-up of Greaves' Space Commission?" I'm not sure what that is, so maybe you know what he's talking about, Tiffany?
Was it on the Topps cards, maybe?
Actually, I don't know. Greaves.
I was thinking Grievous, but there's no Grievous there.
I was thinking Grievous, like General Grievous from Star Wars, but not sure.
I've done a Grievous card before. I did a close-up of the face on Grievous before. That was in the second set I did. I kept that. That's one of my APs. One of the cards that was returned to me. So I kept that one. Yeah, but he's pretty cool. He's quite cool to draw, actually. Fiddly, but cool.
Dayton wants to know, how often do you tend to draw out of your comfort zone? And I guess the follow-up on that is, what is considered out of your comfort zone?
Well,
Harrison Ford knows, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pretty much draw anything. At the moment, I'm doing as I said, I'm doing a piece from the Clone Wars. But I get asked to do all kinds of bits and pieces. But I think there's one piece that I was asked to do, and I turned them down because it was definitely out of my comfort zone. Somebody wanted me to do a portrait of him and his wife naked. I was like, no.
Come on, McLean. Dang, boy.
McLean sent that over to you. I cannot believe that. He's asked every single artist we've interviewed for that.
Yes, it really
so yeah, that was a way out of my comfort zone. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Now, were they pose for you, or were they just going to send the picture?
I don't know. Presumably they're going to take a photograph, which is even scary. I thought, I don't want to see that. What you do in your home is fine, but no, I don't want to see that. So yeah, I turned that one down because that was way out.
We can get David Sanchez to do it.
Gary Durrett, Gary Durrett believes that outside of your comfort zone was doing that Forgotten Isle cover. That's one of our friends and fellow owner. He likes a hard time. So. Let's see, Melinda checking in, just letting you know that Princess Leia is gorgeous. Chris.
Oh, thank you.
Tim, everyone should own a piece from you, Tiffany. So.
Oh, hello, Chris. Yeah, that's really sweet. They're really nice people. It's great.
McLean, I'm going to need a Spidey original piece from you, Tiffany, no doubt, especially the gray scale, black and white style you do. And then he also wants you to know that his wife is watching, and Marty, we are just joking. He did not request. Have you ever done a Star Wars piece where you mixed timelines? And by that, like let's say Revan with a Darth Bane with a Vader or a Darth Maul or something like that?
I haven't. Most of the Star Wars stuff I've done, a lot of the Star Wars fans are pretty particular about canon, so it would have to stay within its own time frame. But I would absolutely adore to do one, sort of like with all the different characters and the best characters in it. That would be really good. But yeah, most of the Star Wars stuff I've done has to sort of stay canon within the same time frame. So, but again, it'd be great to mix it up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with tops, they're going to require you to stay within the canon and within the time frame. I was just curious if you'd ever done a commission where you crossed the time frames or anything like that. So
no, yeah, the start. A lot of Star Wars fans are quite sort of particular. They prefer it to sort of like the canon stuff. Tops were really, really strict. You couldn't have, obviously, you couldn't have guns. You couldn't have excess blood, and for some reason, you couldn't draw the scar on Kylo's face and Phasma's eye when it was blown out, when the arm went away. Yeah, they got really particular about it and said, you can't draw this, you can't draw this. So many restrictions that it was really, really sort of tight all the time. It's great to draw, but yeah, you had to be careful what you drew. So
showing your Kylo there. I love that piece. Now that looks like it's a little bit smaller, like maybe a little card or something like that.
Yeah, that one is, yeah, I think that was size actually. Is that card size or a little bit bigger? No, I'm pretty sure it's card size. Yeah. A lot of mechanical pencils as well, because I worked on quite a small size. The mechanical pencils, sort of my preferred way to get all the details in. I have the smallest one I got is a 0.2 millimeter one. Sort of perfect for eyes and stuff like that. So I rely on it quite a lot.
Let's see. McLean says, my 6-year-old daughter Eva is watching this live broadcast with me. She's an artist. She says hello. Do you have any quick advice for her as an artist?
Hello. I suppose the best thing I can say is just draw what makes you happy. Don't do it for anybody else. Don't sort of try and sort of rush anything. Just draw what you like and make sure you're just happy doing it. I think a lot of people try and sort of compare themselves with other artists, say I'm not good enough or anything else. And that's silly, because all art is valid and everybody has different styles. And it's wonderful to actually see everybody's art because it's so different. So I always think art in itself is always valid. And as long as you draw and as long as it makes you happy, then stick with it.
There you go. So keep it up. Keep doing the artwork.
Exactly. Yeah. Keep doing it and keep drawing.
All right. So non-comic book related, but Star Wars related. Since you are a Star Wars fan, did you ever play Star Wars: The Old Republic? The MMO
I don't.
art. Okay.
I don't. I try to stay away from video games because I know that if I start, I won't be able to stop. So
did that include Knights of the Old Republic with the origin of Revan, where like the story comes from and everything? Did you ever play that or no?
No, I didn't. No, I tried to stay well away from. I read all the storylines and I read all sort of like all the bits and pieces. But as for the game itself, I know that once I start playing it, you'll never get me off it. So that I will disappear forever into the computer game. So I try and stay well away from video games because I know I just lose myself. So.
Chris said, show the Laura and Logan illustration if you have it. I do not have that. So if you have that available, Tiffany, or if you want to send it to me, I can post it, but I don't have it here in the.
Yeah, I'll send that to you. Yeah, it's the black and white one I did of Laura and Logan. And I did it in black and white, and I did the blood and the eyes and the hair in color. Really, really good piece to draw. It's fun because again, it was in that sort of black and white with color accents. So I love drawing it.
Well, real quick, I know you two are staying. I have to bail out. I have to get back to work real quick. But thank you, Tiffany. I know Ryan's staying in here with you, with everybody else. But we're going to get the store ready for tomorrow to open. But thank you very much for joining us. It's great to see you and talk to you on my end. And Ryan's kids say hello, apparently.
Baby girl.
Yeah, but real quick tonight, everybody that's watching, join us at 8 o'clock. We're doing this again with Watauga, Texas, #1 artist, Ryan Palmer is joining us tonight. So, but again, I'm bailing out, but everybody else is staying in. So thank you again, Tiffany.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for asking me. It's an absolute honor.
All right. We'll talk to you soon, Tiffany.
Okay, bye.
We had hit the hour, so I was getting close to wrapping it up anyway. So if anybody has any final questions, give it about 30, 45 seconds to get in because of the delay and everything. But Dayton says here, your attention to detail when you draw is second to none, Tiffany. So
oh, thank you.
You've definitely got some great fans that are in here supporting you. So
yeah, I've got some really, really good friends. I got some. They're great. I couldn't ask for better friends and better supporters. And whenever I sort of post something or anything, they're always there, and they're always messaging me. And it's wonderful to have them in my life. It really is. It's made so much difference to have such a sort of like a strong support network of friends and stuff. So.
Well, and I'll be honest, I'm happy to hear that all you guys at Scott's are keeping in contact with each other and checking on each other. Because I know with like Perillo and he's got a big stable of artists that are in Italy and they're all kind of locked down. And then yourself in the UK, and then you got Alan and Kale over in Malaysia and Hook in Korea. So Carla's stuck in Paris. So
yeah. With the moment we're still locked down, but I suspect we'll be locked down for a bit longer. So, I mean, I don't go out much anyway, to be honest. So it's kind of the same, really. But it's difficult to it's difficult for everybody when they go shopping and stuff because the queuing and everything else now. So, and I think everybody's a little bit scared and a little bit worried. So it's I do hope this sort of we find a vaccine soon. So
let's see. Robert said, "When are you going to get to Trek, Tiff?"
I must admit, I got to do some. I did do some Trek drawings before. I did a picture. Yeah, that one. Even you.
He asked, I saw it, so I went and grabbed the pictures real quick. And evidently it's a connecting cover because here's another piece to it. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I did do some Trek ones, but I would love to draw the ships. So hopefully I can get actually around to doing the ships at some point. That'd be good fun. So I don't have much time sort of in between commissions and stuff to do my own stuff, but I'd like to actually sort of spend a little bit of time every now and again just sort of doing a few odd little things here and there, which would be good.
We could always just really blow people's mind, and you could have like them dressed in a Harry Potter outfit, but be a Trek captain holding a Star Wars lightsaber and just
yeah, completely throw everything together. Yeah. Battlestar Galactica helmet on and
let's see, just kind of wrapping it up. Dayton said if we're such good friends, he wants to borrow $20, just so you know.
Starving artist, no.
Alex said finally figured out how to get on. Just wanted to say hi as we're wrapping up.
Hiya.
And Marcia, hey hon, hope you're having a good one. That's from Marcia there. So
hello, Marcia. I hope you're okay. Yeah, Marcia's not doing very well at the moment. So stay well and stay safe.
Absolutely. So. All right, Tiffany, so we're going to wrap it up. Again, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for sharing your passion with Star Wars with me, because the other guys don't share it like you do. So
you see, they know what they're missing out on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love Marvel, I love DC, I love Star Wars, I love loads and loads of things. But yeah, Star Wars always had my heart because that's where I started, and that's kind of where everything started. Star Wars, I think, will always have my heart. So.
If there's one thing you could leave to the people watching today, is there anything you'd like to say to them before we sign out?
Well, I would like to say thank you so much, guys, for watching me. It's your support and your friendship means absolutely the world to me. And just thank you. Thank you for sort of joining me and watching my very first video interview. And stay safe and be careful. And yeah. Just take care of each other and look out for each other. As long as we all support everybody and each other, then we'll all get through this and get through this stronger. So,
absolutely. And I look forward to one day hopefully meeting you in person, Tiffany, at a con. So
that would be great, definitely.
So, all right. Thank you so much, Tiffany.
Thank you. And thank you for asking me to join you. And yeah, thank you for letting me just babble on, rambling and stuff. So
oh, This was probably one of my favorite ones. Don't tell Alan and Kel I said that, though.
My lips are sealed.
All right.
Enjoy your day and enjoy coffee time with Pastime Comics and Collectibles.